Welcome back everyone to Commander of the Week. Today we're diving into a fan favorite elf commander, Lathril, Blade of Elves. With the release of Lorwyn Eclipsed, this commander has received some incredible new support that makes her even more devastating than she was before. So whether you're building the next elf tribal deck or you just want some tips to upgrade this list, you are in the right place. So let's begin by showcasing the commander in question. Lathril, Blade of the Elves, is a 2-colorless black and green legendary creature elf noble. It has menace, which means it requires you to block it with more than one creature. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to that player, create that many 1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens. And if you tap it and tap 10 untapped elves you control, each opponent loses 10 life and you gain 10 life. It is a 2/3. So these are the following 5 staples that are now to see more common usage in a deck like this. And some are old fan favorites, while some are new from Lorwyn Eclipsed. Let's begin with an old fan favorite, Elderfang Venom. This is a 2-colorless swamp green enchantment. Attacking elves you control have deathtouch, and whenever a elf you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This card does lots of synergy with the commander because every single time your commander is attacking, it's gonna end up getting deathtouch, which means most people are not gonna want to touch it and it'll hit, creating the 1/1s you need. Now, with the new mechanics Blight, you can now sacrifice those tokens and have your opponents lose 1 life and you gain 1 life. So the value of this card is tremendous. Moving on to staple number 2. You have another classic with Elvish Archdruid. 1 colorless, 2 forest. Creature elf druid. Other elf creatures you control get +1/+1, and if you tap it, add green for each elf you control. It is a 2/2. This is a very important creature because it provides ramp and also gives overall +1/+1 value to each elf you control, which your goal is to expand your board to have overall more damage and puts and have your commander do more damage, which will end up creating more elves which you could tap to create more mana and summon more dangerous spells. Moving on to the third staple, a very underrated equipment which definitely benefits being attached to the commander Lathril. It's Whispersilk Cloak, 3 colorless artifact equipment. Equipped the creature can be blocked and has shrouds, which means it cannot be targeted by any spells or abilities, and it costs 2 to attach. It's a very impactful card. In turn 3, you're going to want this out, and on top of that, because you're running green, there's plenty of elves that have ramping engines in it. And when it's attached to your commander, not only it can't be blocked, but it has shrouds. Because every single time your commander does combat damage, you'll create tokens. Following up, a new card in the set coming out from Lorwyn Eclipsed, High Perfect Morcant. 2 colorless, swamp green, legendary creature, elf noble. Whenever she or another elf you control enters, each opponent lights, which means they put a -1 counter on a creature they control. Next, tap 3 untapped elves you control and proliferate. Only do it on sorcery speed. Because your commander creates elves and there's also many spells that do give you elves, you could proliferate, meaning that because there are already -1 counters on your opponent's creature, it could be several creatures, now their -1 counter will increase to -2 as long as you have elves available to tap. You can only do it at a sorcery speed, but it's a very effective card, and it's a 4/4. And the last staple in this deck that I recommend is a very new card and very powerful for tribal. It's Chronicle of Victory, 6 colorless legendary artifact. As Chronicle of Victory enter, choose a creature type. Creatures you control the chosen creature type get +2/+2, first strike, and trample. And whenever you cast a creature of the chosen type, you draw a card. This gives you +1/+1 counters, first strike abilities, trample, and a draw engine. Yes, it costs 6, a little expensive, but once again, we are running green. There's plenty of ways to ramp this card out as soon as possible and benefit from it because your tokens, along with your elves and your commander, gets bigger. So the trample value, even though you might not have Whispersilk Cloak out, but trample goes through. So your commander will be a 4/5, and now 4 additional 1/1 tokens will be coming out. And because you cast, let's say you cast a spell and it's an elf, you draw a card. Massive value coming in from this deck, massive value coming in from this card, and overall we'll see in most tribalistic game formats, most tribalistic commander formats or commander decks moving on forward. I recommend this card. So what are you guys' thoughts about this commander? I know it's the popular commander, the #1 popular Golgari commander in the set according to EHREC, but it's now going to be even more popular because of the support it's getting from Lorwyn Eclipsed. Guys have different staples when it comes to running your Lathril, and leave in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more Magic the Gathering fun.